Plenty of real-life courtroom drama today in the Jussie Smollett trial as the second of two brothers takes the stand to contend the actor hired them to stage a fake hate crime.
And WGN's Mike Lowe has been covering the trial, and he joins us live from the Cook County Criminal Court building with the very latest today. Mike?
Ray and Micah, good evening to both of you. The prosecution has rested its case, and now it is in the hands of Jussie Smollett's defense team. The big question now is, will Smollett take the stand in his own defense? This was certainly a dramatic day in courtroom number 700 here at the Layton Cook County Criminal Court building, as there was even a motion for a mistrial. The defense saying that the judge was making comments and facial expressions that could bias the jury. The judge dismissed that motion. We also heard from the two star witnesses from the prosecution, but before all of that happened, we also heard from one of Jussie Smollett's oldest friends who gave her own kind of testimony.
He is an amazing person, and I think that at least the world should give him the opportunity to have not only a fair trial, but look at who he is.
Lauren Michelle, who says she's known actor Jussie Smollett for 2 decades, was a character witness of sorts for the former Empire star, who is now facing a criminal trial on 6 felony counts of disorderly conduct, accused of making false statements to the Chicago police as they investigated what they now say was a hoax hate crime that the actor orchestrated.
I've known him for so long, and there is no way that Jussie Smollett would do anything like this.
That was the message for the court of public opinion. In the actual court of law, Bola Osundairo, the star witness against Smollett, was back on the witness stand, this time to be cross-examined by Smollett's defense team, which for nearly 3 hours tried to demonstrate that the alleged hoax hate crime was actually a scheme hatched by Osundairo and his brother, a claim Osundairo denied. Defense attorney Shay Allen asked him, "You attacked Jussie Smollett because you wanted to scare him into hiring you." Osundairo answered, "No, sir." Defense attorneys also suggested that Bola was having a secret sexual relationship with Smollett, a claim which he denied. The defense then asked about the attack itself. If this was a fake attack with real slurs and real bruises, who was the audience? Osundairo answered, according to Jussie, the media. Shortly after noon, the other bodybuilding brother, Ola Binjo, known as Ola Osundairo, was called to testify. His statements echoed his brother's. He told Special Prosecutor Samuel Mendenhall that Smollett approached the brothers with what he called a, quote, crazy idea. He said he would want us to yell out racial and homophobic slurs at him. He wanted us to say, "Aren't you that Empire, F-word, N-word, and this is MAGA country." He said Smollett wanted the brothers to pose as supporters of former President Donald Trump and carry out a staged hate crime on the openly gay black actor. Mendenhall asked Osundairo, "Mr. Smollett wanted you to buy a red hat to look like a Trump supporter?" Osundairo answered, "Yes." He pretty much said that he wanted to be bruised up so it would look like he was actually in a fight with somebody. And after the prosecution rested its case today, the defense made a motion to have all of the counts dismissed. That motion was denied by the judge. So now the case is in the hands of defense attorneys. It remains to be seen whether or not they will call any witnesses tonight. The jury right now is on what the judge described as a short dinner break. Reporting live at the Cook County Criminal Court building, Mike Lowe, WGN News.
Okay, Mike, thanks.